Indian army personnel have been killed in a terror attack in Kashmir's Poonch sector. Unidentified terrorists fired on army vehicle. Operation underway to nab the terrorists. Elon Musk's iconic rocket Starship, the largest and most powerful ever built, designed to send astronauts to the moon and Mars and beyond, exploded on Thursday during the spacecraft's first test flight. India reports over 12,500 COVID cases in the last 24 hours, nearly 20% higher than the previous day. Active cases in the country crossed the 65,000 mark. 2 people were killed in the northern Chilean city of Calama during a shootout between police officers and the suspects. The suspects first fired shots into the city's main police station, injuring a police officer and a Bolivian national who were inside. After those initial shots were fired, police officers chased the suspects, killing one of them. A Venezuelan man who was standing at a nearby bus station also died during the shootout. Multiple countries look to pull out their nationals as fighting in Sudan rages for a 6th straight day. Gunfire and explosions heard in the Sudanese capital. The World Health Organization says over 330 people have been killed in 5 days of violence. Protesters in France stormed the stock market office, saying big companies must finance pensions as part of the wider protests against an unpopular raise of the retirement age. Waving union flags, the group of 200 to 300 protesters were engulfed in red smoke from flares and chanted slogans. They demanded that since there was no money for pensioners, billionaires should fund the pensions of French citizens. Airports in Germany's Düsseldorf, Hamburg and Cologne were virtually empty in the second round of strikes called by Germany's Verdi trade union over the cost of living crisis. Nearly 100,000 people will be affected by the strikes on Thursday and Friday at the 3 airports. Around 700 departing flights will also be cancelled. The union said it has been negotiating with BDLS Aviation Security Association to push for pay increases for night, weekend and public holiday shifts, with no breakthrough in sight. The top U.S. trade envoy has said that the U.S. hopes to deepen trade ties with Japan as it fortifies cooperation on economic security with its Asian allies and partners. The top U.S. trade envoy, Catherine Tsai's visit to Tokyo follows a trip to the Philippine capital Manila to help strengthen trade relations among the 3 countries as they build both economic and defense ties. Manchester City have set up a semi-final against holders Real Madrid in the Champions League after beating Bayern Munich 4-1 on aggregate. The second semi-final will be a blockbuster clash between Inter and AC Milan after the former completed a 5-3 victory over Portuguese side Benfica. 22-time Grand Slam champion Rafael Nadal has delayed his comeback once again by withdrawing from next week's Madrid Masters. Nadal is still recovering from a hip injury and is not sure when he will return to action. However, the Spaniard says he hopes to play some part in the clay season.
WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the updates on the move.